history. You hear about this and you read about that. I don't want to look at Grumpy Cat. This is how to watch TV. What's that I hear? You hated the Lost finale. It's not your fault that you can't see what we see. This is how to watch TV. On Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV. On Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV.
Chronologically Lost with Joel and Jenna. My name is Joel. This is Jenna.
We're brought to you by Comeuppance Network. You can find all of our social media links at thisishowtowatchtv.com.
Hit me up on the Twitter at _howtowatchtv. Amazon, blah, 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 all those things. This is howtowatchtv.com.
Did you ever get a check after Christmas? Because I did a lot of shopping.
I checked my account and it said that I had like 14 cents worth of crap around Christmas, and it makes no sense to me either.
What?
However, I'm still telling you to click through the Amazon link.
Spent hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, right? I should have a bunch of money. They can't just say, oh, it came to one of your addresses. Doesn't matter.
Right.
4%. It's one of the numbers. I mean, the least they could do is come through. Subscribe to Comeuppance Network's other shows on iTunes, YouTube, whatever. Anyway. 2004.
I mean, I was excited.
Yeah?
This is the second 2004 episode, right?
It is,
okay.
Yes. Eventually, we're going to get specific to the day. It's going to be...
I saw it coming up.
Be...
I only have like 3 episodes left on my computer.
Yeah?
Okay. Just...
Interesting. Okay. So we start in Australia, and Claire goes back to the psychic to get another reading. And... she's like, if you're a psychic, why do you got to count the money? I thought that was funny.
Right.
It doesn't work like that. He doesn't even know how it works, and he asked when he left, meaning Thomas, last week. Now...
didn't she go there before with her friend?
Yeah, last time he said he saw a blurry thing.
Oh.
And blurry is bad. He can tell her that it's important and it's crucial that Claire herself raise the child. The father will play no part. Danger surrounds this baby. It can't be raised by anyone but her. Her goodness must be an influence in the development of the child. And she's like, yeah, if we don't get back together, I was not going to keep the baby, so... and I just wanted to see how the baby would be happiest. There is no happiness without you, blah, blah, blah. He gets all intense as he tells her the baby can't be raised by another, and she gets up to go, and he gives her the money back to prove he means what he says. Even though we find out later that he's full of shit.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, later in the season.
With Mr. Echo.
Well, he was trying to get her to give up the baby to somebody he knew, right? Or something like that?
I mean, in essence, what he's doing is getting her on the flight.
Right.
That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get her on Flight 815.
Did he know that she needed to be on Flight 815?
I've never really been clear on that. Maybe there's something that we just haven't seen yet.
Probably.
But I don't know. He straight up said he was full of shit to Echo, I'm pretty sure, later on.
So, I mean, we always run into this now because we're in the same time frame, and now we have 2 psychics. Or there's usually 2 phone booths and it's raining, or 2 whatever.
It's
cool.
It's weird how like they chose for the flashback things to Kate and somebody else having a pregnancy scare. Mm-hmm. Jack with his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of them.
The way they do the parallels of the people at the same time in their lives. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It makes you wonder if there was more of an influence from Jacob in other ways in their life that so many things were parallel, or is it just that he could see? I mean, do you think... I don't know. It's almost like he's got to be able to only see his point in time. I don't think Jacob can like go back and forth in time necessarily to where he could like see how it's all going to end. It felt like when he was sitting there with Man in Black.
No, I think he's
talking about
playing a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Just putting the cards in the right order. And
well, for some reason this Malkin guy is telling her that the baby needs her protection. So then we cut to Korea, and Sun and Baldy are in the hotel room.
Hey, what's his name?
Jae.
Oh.
They're speaking English, and he can tell she's distracted. And she tells him about the fertility doctor, and then she's like, I was glad when he said I couldn't have babies.
Yeah.
He asks why they're here, and she's like, oh, to learn English. And it's like, yeah, you've been fluent for about a month now. He asks why she's learning English, and she says she's moving to America and leaving Jin. And he says he ran to America because he thought he loved a woman. So that's how that whole storyline got washed away.
So, and that's good, because I asked about that last time. I'm like, well, I thought
if he was in love with her, then what happened?
Right.
Yeah. He tells her she can't run away from her life, and like, is Jin her life? And he's not saying that she should stay for Jin. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was all it felt a little manipulative. But I mean, she's pretty much done at this point anyway.
I think he was just feeling her out to see if she was into him. That's all.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, I think he loves her and he thinks that she loves him, but obviously the whole shame factor comes into play real hard over there. Yeah. So, like, that wasn't...
Yeah, right? There's no room for shame. We go to Hurley's accountant, and everything is looking up. He's now the majority shareholder of a box company in Tustin, California, so Locke's company. Locke's job, and also where Randy Nation goes after Mr. Klux.
Who's Randy?
Randy is...
Oh, after the asteroid hits?
After the asteroid, yeah.
Okay.
A sneaker factory in Canada that he owns was destroyed in a fire. 8 people died. They overinsured it, so they're going to make money on that.
Nice.
Plus the settlement from his false arrest. They thought he was a drug dealer. That's the callback to Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right, which I haven't watched, but you said
whatever. He's just standing there, and Larry David comes up to him and is like trying to buy weed from him, and it was all awkward.
Right.
It ended up doubling his net worth, and he's like, I've had nothing but bad luck, actually. And the accountant asks where he got the winning numbers, and Hurley finally puts it together that they're the problem, and that the numbers are cursed. And he's like, there's no such thing as a guy falls past window after jumping off the roof.
Yeah, so who was that?
Nobody that can be confirmed of anything.
Okay.
It was always speculated that it was Locke. But the screenshots clearly show that he had dark hair, full head of hair, and the timelines don't match up. He was going face down. Locke was going down on his back.
Right.
You know, just nobody that we know of. Just somebody who had some bad luck.
Just right, or had just was in a bad perimeter of
we go to
Hugo.
Korea, and Sun's walking her dog, and there's specifically no horns allowed on this street.
What?
I don't know. Why the fuck are there no horns?
Maybe no honking? Maybe it's a quiet zone.
It looks like a trumpet or something. I mean, no trumpets on this street.
Years ago, like 12 years ago, we have an angry cat in the room or something. Anyway, prom night or day after prom, we road trip somewhere, and we drove past a sign that had a thumbs up with a thing through it, and I was like, "What? You're not allowed to thumbs up out the window here?
Fun, yeah.
Like, you're not allowed to be happy out the window?" Like, everybody
immediately out the window.
I was like this out the window, and everybody was laughing at me, and I had no idea. And they're like, "Jenna, there's no hitchhiking allowed," and I was like, "Oh." Totally didn't put that together. I mean, I didn't grow up in a time where there was hitchhiking. Next to the side, I have lots of pictures of me like this from that road trip. Amazing. But I mean, there was just no hitchhiking was not a thing.
But no horns in the street?
No horns.
I mean, I guess no honking.
Maybe it's a quiet zone.
Well, anyways, the fertility doctor stops her, and he asks her to get in the car. She doesn't want to. He gets out and tells her that it's not her that's the problem. Jin can't have children.
So do you think he was stalking her, or just happened to see her walking the dog?
I think he was trying to tell her because he couldn't his conscience wouldn't let her blame herself.
Right.
And he couldn't tell him because he works for his father.
Right.
And if he told a man like him, he would have burned his practice to the ground.
I mean, that sucks.
Right? That you just can't do that. You can't hear the truth.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of a bullshit culture from what we're seeing. I don't mean to make snap judgments based on Lost, but I've been watching this for a long time now, and I feel like it's kind of, the whole shame thing is kind of bullshit. Like, why do you have to be shamed to such a degree that...
But, I mean, but why didn't Son deserve to be thrown out of a window at the same time? Like,
well, it was just that it's not...
She brought just as much shame to the family as Jay did.
Oh, absolutely, but she's his daughter.
I get it.
So she gets a pass.
Oh.
It's nepotism.
Okay.
It's nonsense. Let's see. So we go to Santa Rosa, and Hurley's trying to visit Leonard, and he's arguing with the lady at the desk. And he's like, how many Leonards can there be?
Right.
Just type in Leonard. And then he sees a guy, and he's like crazily shaking the ladder as he's trying to get up, and he's leaning over 3 feet, and like Hurley's like, dude, just later, save it.
Right,
just save the bulb. He asks for 5 minutes, and a doctor recognizes him, and he lets him see Lenny. And Lenny's playing Connect 4. As we see here. Connect 4, 8, 15, 16. That's why he liked it so much. He's mumbling the numbers, and he asks what the numbers mean. Hurley does. And where they came from. And he tells him that he used them for the lottery. And Lenny stops mumbling and asks him outright if he used them to play the lottery. He's like, you shouldn't have done that. You opened the box. Get away from the numbers or it won't stop. He first heard them from Sam Toomey, who heard the numbers in Kalgoorlie, Australia.
I couldn't make out anything he was saying, so I can't believe that. Did you turn on like caption?
No, it was very clear.
Subtitles for that?
I don't. Subtitles.
No, it was just like a bunch of words.
Yeah, Sam Toomey heard the numbers in Kalgoorlie, Australia, before he had them. So, but get away from them or it won't stop. I mean, I'm just assuming the bad luck.
Yes.
So maybe that freed Leonard. That somebody else was now cursed by the numbers. I don't know. He started talking. Just all of a sudden, he was mumbling the numbers only, and had been for a long time.
I think it like shocked him out of it. Maybe.
I don't know. We go back to Korea, and Son and Jay are doing it, and then she tells him that she can't, and then he gives her a pearl necklace. Come on. Right there in bed, right there on the screen, he gave her a pearl necklace. Oh, you know what I'm saying. I know my sister. That's weird.
No.
She says she can't wear it because of Jin. He doesn't want to share her. They could go to America. Knock, knock, and a bellhop opens the door for Son's dad.
I mean, who opens... Why? So the bellhop opened the door? It wasn't that he went and answered the door? Because I was like, who answers the door when they're doing that? Like
the bellhop opened the door for Son's dad because he's that powerful and he's scared of him.
Yeah.
He sees her in bed and tells her to get dressed and gets all judgy.
Yeah, with his one lazy eye.
Right. Mr. Clucks, Trisha Tanaka is reporting about Hurley winning the lottery. $114 million is how much he won. He bought Mr. Clucks because I like chicken.
You're right.
And Randy now works for him. And then she's bombing hard with the interview. And she asks what he's done since the lucky streak started. And he's like, oh, bad luck. My grandpa died. The house I bought my mom burned down. My best friend ran off with my girl. How did that happen after he won the lottery?
Right.
How did Johnny run off with Starla? That doesn't even make any sense at all.
No idea.
She calls cut, and then she's like, what the hell? This is a puff piece.
Right.
She has to go inside to shoot some B-roll before the ribbon cutting, and
what
Randy's
is B-roll?
Like... Just like get footage of the like close-up shots of things and
to where you
stuff to cut it in as you're voicing over or just hearing the reporting. Yeah, and then Randy's like, nah, it's fine. And then they hear something and it's a meteor and it blows up Mr. Clucks
with her inside.
Yeah, and Trisha Tanaka be dead. Sorry. Hence the name of that episode. Trisha Tanaka is dead.
Oh, really? Okay.
I believe season 3, episode 17.
That's
just a guess.
Really sad that you are even guessing.
Is it? Or am I, the kind of person that's good like that? I mean...
Okay.
I'm not sure what you said there.
Google, Trisha Tanaka is dead.
Searching Google for Trisha Tanaka is dead.
Come on, give us the episode number. Trisha Tanaka is dead. The 3rd season of Lost, episode 10. Damn it.
Aw.
Whatever. Shut up.
Okay. I was going to say 10.
Yeah. We go to Hurley's mom's house, and he comes in with dust on him and tells her Trisha Tanaka is dead. And then he's cursed, and, it's lottery money. Where did she smack the shit out of him? Because she smacked the shit out of him when he walked in.
I don't remember her smacking him.
Yeah? Yeah, when he said he's cursed.
Oh, because she doesn't believe in curses.
Because she's Catholic, yes. It's not an accident. He has to go to Australia to research the numbers. And then she says she can prove he's not cursed. And after 17 years, your dad returned. And the first thing he says is, man, your mom wasn't kidding about those candy bars.
Jerk.
I mean, the best. Haven't seen him in 17 years. Oh, you're fat as shit.
Right. Where the hell have you been, old guy?
Looking exactly the same.
Right.
The mom never looked young enough to be young Hugo's mom.
Hugo.
We go back to Korea. Jin comes in to see Mr. Pike, and they have a problem. He shows him a picture of Jay, and he's been stealing from him and needs Jin to stop it. A message won't do. He needs to put an end to it.
Right.
And Mr. Pike gets all crazy-eyed. And Jin refuses. It's not my job to. Your job is to... What Mr. Pike says it is. Some shit. I don't know. He just got all like crazy fucking...
He did. They were yelling. And all I could think is, aren't there people like in the other rooms that are hearing them having this conversation?
He's like, nah. He's like, well, I can't work for you anymore. I quit. And he's like almost crying. He's like, you can't quit. This man has shamed me. You married my daughter, Jen. That makes you my son. My shame is your shame. I need you to restore the family honor. And Jen takes the folder. So, I mean, I guess for a second, Jen felt accepted.
Why? Because he said, you're my son?
Yeah. And that's the first time he said that. I mean, that's the first thing he tells Son about when he goes home.
Yeah.
That meant something to him. That had to be some of the reason why later he goes to see his dad.
I mean, I don't know why he cares. Mr. Pike is a terrible person, and he doesn't want to be a part of that.
Well, yeah, but the shame, that whole thing, like being, probably loving with your family is less shameful than not getting along with them or not working for them, or I don't even know what he would do. He would probably kill him if he stopped working for him.
Yeah, he knows too much.
Yeah. So anyway, go to Jin and Son's house, and he comes in with the folder and just kind of tosses it down. She could have just opened it up and seen that was his target.
Yeah, but he didn't know that she would know him.
Correct. Yeah, and he wouldn't show her anyway. She probably wouldn't dare. The shame.
Right.
The
women better not touch the man's folders.
Don't ever touch my man folder. That sounds really gross, my man folder. I don't know what that is, but hashtag man folder.
Ew, I'm picturing really gross things.
Good. That was the point. Let's see. Oh, she tells him that they can... Oh, he tells him that he called him son for the first time, and why? Because he wants him to deliver a message.
Because he thought he was talking to his daughter.
Yes. It's a different language. They translated it. And I'm sure it would have been like sun sushi.
Sun sushi?
Jin sushi.
Jin sushi.
Yeah.
Why are you calling me food?
Yeah, she says they can start a new life. He doesn't want to be on the run. He does this for her. It's what it takes to be married to her. And she gets all shitty again and is like, and what does it take to be married to you? I could just tell that's how she said it.
But she caused that again.
Yes, correct.
First of all,
she doesn't know.
Not only did she cause the current situation because she slept with somebody else outside of her marriage, but she caused the bigger picture by not just letting Jin be embarrassed by his prostitute mom.
Correct.
Okay.
High five. Oh, we actually, okay.
Got it.
So anyway, he's going to deliver the message. And then outside the hotel...
Can't it be done via text? Or
What? Oh, the message? Well, this time it's not supposed to be a message. He's supposed to end it. What's the matter?
My shoulder hurts.
Oh.
I'm just gonna...
My arm's been falling asleep. Like, I slept on my left side the other night, and my right arm fell asleep.
I wake up and struggle to roll over. Like, I don't know if it's just because I've gained so much weight or because my back hurts all the time. Anyway,
outside the hotel, Jin has a gun and he's waiting in the car. He sees Jay and he follows him. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Jay?
Yeah. I mean, Jae. I don't know what else you can say.
Jai?
Shut up. He follows him to room 1516 and starts whooping his ass. Do you know who I am? Do you know why I'm here?
All I can think, though, is...
Well, he's thinking, oh, shit.
You just broke that, and oh, you just broke that.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
you just broke that. Who's paying for that?
It was so nicely decorated.
Right. So he put his face through that glass table.
He fucked all that feng shui up.
Do you know how much that glass table breaking on your face would hurt?
Well, that's why we got
bloody.
whimpering. He was whimpering like a little bitch. He apologizes, and then Jin puts a pillow and gun to his head, and he tells him to leave this country tomorrow and never return. If he doesn't, Jin will finish this.
No, he said start a new life. Like, almost like take my wife and start a new life, kind of. But he didn't know that.
Well, yeah.
But the other guy could have taken it like that.
That is a good option, potentially, yeah.
You know, like...
I mean, it obviously
disappear.
Didn't work out well for him.
Yeah, no, but it was just...
So Jin walks outside, and before he gets in the car, and immediately the body falls on
he
windshield.
leans back and takes a deep breath, like, whew, I'm glad that's over.
Yeah,
and then it's like, crash.
Yeah, right on his windshield, and... he's holding the pearl necklace. So somebody was just trailing behind Jin to make sure that he did the job properly.
And then what? Jay went to a safe and picked up the pearl necklace and was like, oh.
No, it was probably something that they had given to Sun, so they took it from Sun and put it with him.
But she declined the gift.
Okay, well then maybe it was symbolic, but they put it in his hand and threw him over the edge.
But do you think he would really hold on to it the whole way down?
Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's a show.
Okay.
It's not relevant in any other way.
No, that's not your answer. I mean, it's a show.
It's not relevant in any other way.
Next time you ask me a question,
it's
a show. Well,
it's not relevant to any part of the story.
It is relevant to
beyond symbolically that he bought it for her, and so he died for it. He died for his love for her. But it's not relevant if he held it on the way down or let go of it, really.
I mean, it would have been better if he let go of it on the way down.
Don't see it.
And then he landed, and then the pearl
it went
necklace
over his head. Shut the fuck up.
On his face.
Okay. I'm glad I said what I said originally. I don't even remember what it was. Fuck off. That's garbage.
It's a show.
It's a show. Yeah, that's nonsense. Never mind. Let's see. It's not a show.
It's life.
Hurley's mom's house, and then we see the golden Jesus statue.
Oh my god.
Their butlers are from Bennigan's. Hurley saw them there one time and just like
bought them.
Yeah.
Like, come home with me.
Yeah. His dad asks what's wrong, and then his mom's immediately like, your father asked what's wrong, and he's like, what do you mean my father? He hasn't been here. And you're acting like he never left, and he's all suspicious that he's back after the lotto money. And then it turns out she called him because Hurley was in trouble because of the number and curses and blah blah blah.
Oh, and she didn't call him for the past 17 years at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she was talking to him. Probably.
No, I'm saying that she probably tried to get him to come back for the past 17 years. And
he
like,
wouldn't until
screw you, old lady. Like, I'll just stay here wherever I am. And then, our son is
hanging
loaded?
Out with Cheech Marin, or with Tommy Chong.
Mm-hmm. Cheech and Chong just hanging out for 17 years.
Just hanging out.
Doing their thing.
Doing the thing. He says he only came back for the money, and he severance pays the trans. The servants.
Sexuals?
No, the
Transsexuals?
Bennigans people.
Why are they trans?
That's their last name.
Oh.
Mr. and Mrs. Trans. What?
I'm like, what
Don't be
are
all
you talking
2016. We're still in 2004 here.
Oh, okay.
He's getting rid of everything, starting with his dad. And she covers Golden Jesus' ears and says she has needs. It's been 17 years. That was fucking hilarious.
Oh, the fact that she went like this, like with squeeze the little ears on the. Oh my god. Okay, but so now we need to get a rotating platform.
Oh, for
your statue?
Holy shit, that would be amazing. Let's do that.
Just saying.
Let's get a rotating.
We could spray paint it gold.
I gotta figure out a way to make another one. I just need to make multiples of it. Figure out a way to cast
one
around
of the statues with the heroine in it.
Yes, I do need one of those.
I'll make a note.
If you know where to get
Maybe
one
I'll
of those,
buy it
look
on
up.
Amazon and click on your link.
Don't, because apparently it doesn't work. So he says he wants him gone, and then the mom tells him to go show him what's in the garage, and it's the Camaro. So he didn't, even though he had all the money, he didn't just have somebody fix it up. I think he was genuinely waiting for his dad to come back to ever do it. Like, he didn't really care about it beyond the fact that it was something that they did together.
Right. But why would you want to do a project with somebody who doesn't care about you?
Like, at what point do you decide, okay, now it's long enough that I've waited? Apparently 17 years wasn't enough. You know, that he went, okay, well, now this is the year I'm throwing it away because there's no chance he's coming back. He was probably waiting until he died.
Which is fine. But, I mean, it's not like they're going to pick up and finish it together. And
They do.
I mean...
They absolutely do.
I don't remember that.
No.
I think it's just shitty.
No, his dad
altogether.
actually is back. He actually is back and genuine. He says later on one of the best things he ever did was giving his dad a second chance.
Okay.
It just seems like it at this point.
At this point, it just seems real shitty.
Yeah. So we go to Korea, and Sun is at Jay's funeral, and her father tells her she shouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. And he's there because he's doing business with his dad. So, like, he just
Jay's dad.
Yeah, Jay's dad. So he just fucking killed his son. And he's like, yeah, I'm just showing up here to pay my respects.
But nobody knows.
No, nobody knows because nobody will talk. Because he's too powerful and will kill
Jin's
them.
the only one that actually knows. Or the guy, I guess, who pushed him over the ledge.
And, yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
And Jay. I think Jay knows.
Yeah, Jay possibly knows.
Okay.
But he was too busy thinking about, should I let go of this necklace or hold it?
Should I hold on to it?
It was so expensive.
Do you think I could catch the necklace when I land?
Yeah, maybe it'll be helpful to me when I land on that car.
Right.
Let's see. He heard he jumped from a balcony, and he must have felt great shame. Now, go home to your husband. Like, holy shit, that's a little,
Right.
ominous warning there.
She knows
yeah,
that he did it.
Of course she does. He's not going to tell her, but she asks if he'll ever tell Jen, and he's like, it's not my place to tell him, implying that she should.
Right.
Okay, let's see. We go to Australia, and Claire is woken up by a phone call from Richard Malkin, and he tells her that he's got a plan. She's going to adoptive services tomorrow, and he knows that she's doubting her decision. So, yeah, I wonder what his... And maybe it is something that we find out eventually, but I can't remember what his motivation is.
Is he getting a cut of money?
Who could be pulling the strings through him? You know, to try to get... Who would be wanting to get Claire on that plane? Besides Jacob.
Well, Jacob, yeah. So maybe Jacob...
Was making him think he's psychic?
No, maybe Jacob called somebody and said something about her needing to be on that plane. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I don't remember.
We'll have to wait and see. So, let's see. We go to England, and Saeed is in custody. Central Intelligence think he's going to do them a favor. And last week, 300 pounds of C4 explosive was stolen from Australia. by a terrorist cell, and they want it back. He's like, I'm Iraqi, not a terrorist, dicks.
Right.
And they grabbed him because he knows a terrorist, not because he is one. It was his roommate when he was at college. Why should he care? Because they know where she is. And then they call her Nora something, blah, blah, blah. And nobody calls her Nora. And, yeah, so, talking about Nadia. And he's been moving around every 6 months for the last 7 years. So he's doing that because he's running from something or looking for something. And they show him a picture of her and then tell him that they're going to Sydney.
Is she still living in the U.S.?
Yeah, remember
by that airport?
Remember when her and Locke?
Yeah.
When she bought the house or whatever?
Okay.
Yeah, and he was inspecting it. So they're going to Sydney for some reason or another. To find, what's his name? His friend. I can't remember his name now. Aman.
His roommate, yeah.
Arman or something like that. What is it? Now I need to know. Of course, it's way down there. Anyway. So, let's see. Korea. Yay, Korea again.
Again.
Son is talking to a decorator that Jin hired, seemingly. Well, no, I don't think that's the case. I thought that when I was first typing it, but he's being a dick about the dog, Jin is, and then it turns out that it's not a decorator. She's trying to help Son leave.
Right.
And Jin and her dad are going
I
to do
assumed
everything
she was like
they
a
can
maid
to
or
find her.
something.
Yeah, maybe it was that. But they were talking about decorating, and she was like, oh, your husband, you're so lucky. He lets you decorate any way you want.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something like that. She was making a big deal out of it. Like, it's fucking curtains. Who gives a
Right.
shit? Why are you acting like it's so
Well,
important?
because she said she had an unlimited budget or something like that. So she was just being snarky.
Yeah, I guess
like,
so.
oh, must be nice.
Must be nice. Let's see. So Jin and her dad are going to do everything they can to find her. And then she's like, are you sure you guys can't reconcile? And she's like, nah. During her trip at the airport at 11:15, she will make an excuse and walk out of the airport. Bring nothing. A car will be waiting. They'll think she got kidnapped for about a week, then stay out of sight until they think she's dead. And then she'll be free to move wherever she wants. And she makes her repeat the plan back and the time over and over again.
Right.
She just kept saying 15, 15, 15, 11, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we know it doesn't play out, but it's still weird to think that that was the best plan she had. Just pop out real quick. Like, oh, I'm just going to go step outside for a second, Jen.
Yeah.
While they were in line.
Like, oh, I'm going to go pee. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And just never come back.
Yeah.
Although I do know somebody who did that.
Really?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
How?
It was in the news like a year ago. The girl I went to high school with just like ditched her family at the airport and literally like left everything and walked away for like a year.
Oh, and came back?
And then she came back. Yeah.
Where did she go for
I
a
have
year?
no idea. I just randomly saw her. Then she was all of a sudden alive and back on Facebook. And I mean, like literally a full year. It was on the news, missing woman. All sorts of people were like posting, I hope you're alive. Things, you know, like for a whole year. It was insane. And now she's like back and has twins.
That could have been you, son. We go to a motel and Sawyer and some girl are making out, coming in a room. And Hibbs is waiting in the dark in his room.
Have we seen him before?
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't remember
But
him.
I mean, he did say, didn't I tell you if I saw you again, I would kill you?
I mean, I know he said
But
that,
I don't
but we
think
haven't
we've
seen
him. No.
Okay.
I don't think we've seen that guy.
But he's been in other shows.
Oh, it's...
Was he in
I can't remember his
Jericho?
No, he was in Terminator 2. He was in X-Files after Mulder.
Okay.
Okay, anyway. Hibbs says, I gotta hand it to you, Sawbucks.
Sawbucks?
Yeah, talking to Sawyer. I don't know.
don't
It's
get it.
not a good nickname. I just
Terrible.
thought that's the best you
he's
got.
not as good as Sawyer.
Right? You can't just Sawbucks. I don't know how you find such beautiful women to work your grift. And then Sawyer told Hobbs he'd kill him if he saw him again. He's here to make things right. Sawyer isn't the killing type anyway. So Hibbs tosses down an envelope that makes them even for the Tampa job. What could make us even for the Tampa job?
But what's the Tampa job?
We didn't see the Tampa job, did we?
I don't remember a Tampa job.
I don't remember a Tampa job. You remember a Tampa job? Was there a Tampa job?
I mean, that wasn't
Tampa job?
The one
I
with
like saying Tampa job now.
Tampa job.
The Tampa job.
That wasn't the one with his baby mama, right?
No, baby mama Tampa job. No. Let's see.
Baby mama Tampa job.
He says it's the known whereabouts of the man who ruined his life. A guy Hibbs knows overheard a guy bragging about his glory days grifting. His name's Frank Duckett, a gambler, alcoholic, and he runs a shrimp truck.
But that's not right.
One of his marks shot his wife and killed himself in front of his little boy. Frank Duckett was Frank Sawyer.
Not right.
Correct. He's lying.
Why is he lying?
Because he wants him
He
dead.
wants that guy dead.
He wants that guy dead.
Okay, got it.
And Sawyer already wants to kill him, so the only way he could
Get
kill
the guy
two
dead
birds
without having... Okay, got it. And he gets to make amends with Sawyer all
in a
the
way,
time.
but as long as he believes him until he finds out that it isn't, then he's
Right.
going to be even more pissed.
And why would somebody change just their last name? Why would you be Frank Tucker and Frank Duckett and Frank Fuckett and
Frank Sawyer.
whatever the hell his names were? I mean, why?
Frank Sawyer.
Why would you just keep Frank all those times? I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not. Anthony Cooper, for example, didn't. He changed his name completely.
Right.
Let's see. We go to Hurley's house. His dad wakes him up, and Hurley's wearing headphones because of the noise.
Gross.
Well, your mother is a very passionate woman. That is disgusting.
Sawyer's or Hugo.
Hugo. That's pretty good. Yeah. He tells him they're going on an adventure, and if he does this one thing and it doesn't work, then he can go to Australia. He wants to help him break the curse. And I don't, obviously they go to a psychic again. Double psychics in the episode. Lots of doubling up. Mm-hmm. She mentions the money, and she goes,
numbers.
"Yeah, you could have seen it on the news." And then he's like, "It hasn't brought me happiness." Or no, she said it hasn't brought him happiness. She sees the numbers. There's darkness and great tragedy around them. Death surrounds him, and more is coming. And she asks for his hands and says, "There's a curse on you, and it needs to be removed. Go ahead and just get naked. I'm just going to go grab a pot from back here." And she starts whipping up some concoction to exorcise the curse.
The pot was already full of water.
Yeah, and she's just like, just going to toss some stuff in.
And she busts open an egg and puts it in there with like a bunch of paprika and other
Eye
stuff.
of Newt, I'm sure.
I'm like, ew.
He asks if his
Frog's
dad put
breath.
her up to it. He just like all of a sudden is like, wait a minute, this is fucking stupid.
Right.
Did my dad put you up to this? And
Yeah.
he's like, I'll give you $1,000. Oh, the mystic arts are not subject to. I'll give you $10,000. Yeah, he did it. Totally
Right.
did it. Your dad put me up to it.
Totally did it.
He says he was just trying to help, and he's like, help who? I mean, yeah, he was just trying to help himself, really. He was just trying to make the problem of Hurley's crazy go away.
Yeah, but it's not crazy.
It's absolutely not crazy. I mean, we know that, but
why
it doesn't
everybody
seem
else
like...
see that?
Because everybody
They don't
else
see
doesn't
that
know
that
he
Mr.
becomes the
Cluck's
protector
got
of the island.
hit by a meteor. I mean, that's pretty
you mean
unlikely.
just that he's having bad luck?
Yeah,
they
see
should be
that?
able to see that. That seems relatively obvious. I don't know why people wouldn't be seeing that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Let's see. We go back to Korea.
Are you done with Korea?
I mean,
feel like you're done with Korea.
it feels like a lot of Korea in just this episode.
It was a lot of stuff going on in their lives.
Fair enough.
There was some sleeping around.
Okay,
some
this
death,
was
some
actually
murder.
a good one. I really like this one.
Yes.
Jin goes to visit his dad, and he apologizes and says, "Please forgive me. I was ashamed of you." And they hug.
I think it was because his dad had triangle eyebrows, not because he was a fisherman. That's all I can see.
He's ashamed. Not because he's a fisherman. Triangle eyebrows. Hashtag triangle eyebrows, for the record.
They were just perfect triangles. Like, I don't even understand
That's
how
not a thing.
they could
Triangle eyebrows.
Find a picture and put it up there for everybody to see his
I'm not
triangle
doing
eyebrows.
Jin helps him do some fishing then, and he asks what sun is like. beautiful, intelligent, hard-headed, but we don't talk anymore.
But he already knows that, doesn't he?
He does, but he's not.
Okay, but he didn't want to tell Jin. Okay.
There you go.
Because Jin still doesn't know about his slutty
Correct.
mom.
His slutty mom.
Slutty
Slut mom. Did we just almost harmonize on slut mom? That's great. In a good world, she would hate his father, or her father,
dad.
not Jen. And he's like, it is a good world. And Jen's like, yeah, you don't know what I've done. And he's like, you're my son. It doesn't matter what you've done. And Jen's just like, I want to start over. And he's like, why can't you? You know, just asking reasonable questions. Right. Sometimes when you step back from all the bullshit and you just go, yeah, why don't you just start over? So
right.
what? Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I got responsibilities. Are they more important than your wife? Because...
Right.
And then he's like, her father wants me to deliver watches to associates in Sydney and LA. And he's like, well, then let that be the last thing you do.
But he said it like this. Like this. Let that be the last thing you
do. She's doing the eyebrows with her fingers. Then walk away. Don't come back. Go to America. Save your marriage.
It was all good advice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Solid advice?
Good.
Solid stuff. We go to Sydney, Australia. This is where we end the episode. Saeed is at a mosque, and his former roommate is there, and he spots him and follows him outside.
But everybody was praying, but nobody's mouths were moving. Did you notice that?
I don't think they all say the words. I think the guy up front says the words.
He said it, and then they echoed it, and nobody's mouth moved.
Interesting.
Unless the guy's like, Amen, Amen, like that to himself, like he's echoing himself.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. I'm pretty sure. You just nailed it.
I got it right, I know.
They reunite, and Assam is a tree cutter, he tells him. He asks about his girlfriend, and she's dead. She's died, no big deal.
Oh, she got blown up by a bomb.
Yeah, no big deal, just casual. He's totally not angry. That's totally not his motivation for becoming a terrorist.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's literally what that is.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's why he's pissed. You saw it in his eyes when he brought her up. He was just like, fuck, yeah.
Right. Speaking of tree cutters, I had a few trees cut down in my house today.
Which ones?
The ones out by the road. They came and chopped them off under the NIPSCO lines, and then they chopped up that tree out back, I think, and the other tree that fell out back. There were 2 trees that blew down in a windstorm recently. Thankfully, not towards my house.
That was so much less interesting than I thought it was going to be. My bad. Let's see. Yeah, it was a stray bomb while she was shopping for a dress.
Right.
He invites Saeed over to catch up, and they're in there playing video games and chatting when Saeed pretends to notice a smoke alarm. I mean, do you think that was planted specifically? That they told him we put a thing in the smoke alarm so that he could gain their trust?
Oh, maybe.
Because, I mean, obviously he acted like he knew it was there, he was pretending like he figured it might be there.
Yeah, I think he was guessing that.
No,
he was trying to show that he was
guessing it might be
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So he keeps talking about old times while grabbing a cigarette and trying to set off the smoke detector. He finds a monitoring device and tosses it into a glass of water. And he's like, so tell me. I can't do the Saeed accent. It's terrible.
Okay, but...
Exactly what kind of trees do you cut?
Right. But how was he to know that that's the only bug in the house?
It's not. It's just showing that there is one. And it shows them that somebody's onto them.
Oh, okay.
So it puts them on edge.
Right.
And immediately gains their trust.
Right.
Because he spotted something that they didn't even notice. And they're like, holy shit.
Right.
But the other ones are suspicious of Saeed. And he starts to imply that Saeed and Assam meeting at the mosque wasn't happenstance. And Saeed's like, oh, fuck. They're onto me. And he's like, perhaps it was fate.
Right.
And
brother.
Meaning it in a good way. And then, boom, end Lost.
I liked it.
It wasn't my favorite episode.
No.
I would say this is probably lower in the scale of
You were
of
irritated
episodes.
about having to go back to
Korea so many
Korea,
times.
yeah.
I mean, they have a sign that says no honking, no horn playing, no tuba.
Maybe you shouldn't be horny, is what it was saying.
It's not. Nobody says that. It's not.
That's what it was implying, that you shouldn't be horny, or you're gonna lose your spouse. Because the one that she liked?
No trombones. No, that's not a trombone.
That's a tuba.
No French horns.
No tubas.
That's a French horn.
That's a tuba.
Is that a tuba? Yeah, no tubas on that road.
I mean, the French horn has a lot more...
More loop-de-loops?
Yeah, like intestines.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, leave us a review on iTunes. If it's on iTunes, I still...
Have you put it
no
on?
luck.
No? Okay.
No luck. It's being a pain in my ass. I submit it with all the lowercase letters and it puts the capitals in. And then it acts like they're not there. And, it's ridiculous. It'll be there eventually.
Whatevs.
Yeah, whatever. Be back next week.
We will.
This is how to watch TV.
See you later.
All these memories in my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.